December 15, 2017, Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Apart from that, we're going to talk about Lego, Rebels, and probably Clone Wars, but more on Disney. Disney Star Wars era. So this is Jiggy, Cruz, and welcome to Geek Speak. Hi everyone, welcome to Geek Speak. Today we're going to talk about Star Wars, and with me, I have my biggest Star Wars fans. To my right, friend from college, he thought I was from Nassau, Mr. Dino Araullo, or according to the Star Wars show. Araullo. And member of the Blue Babble Band, Iron Man fan, and he is working for Stark Industries, Mr. John Laxamana.
Hello.
And to my left, rounding off our small podcast conversation, my Lego supplier of Star Wars and other superhero stuff, Mr. Neil Gabaldon.
Hi.
Kumahiya. Oh. Okay guys, so we wanted to talk about Star Wars dahil Episode 8's title was released 2 weeks ago.
Has it been 2 weeks?
Or
Parang maybe a week.
Less than a week.
No, but
Yeah.
I was sad you were already asleep. During that time. Pero nung I was about to sleep, I think mga 1 a.m. na yata yun eh. And then I saw on Facebook Star Wars, it's here in red font.
Yeah.
In red color, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Dino, since you're my longtime Star Wars friend, your thoughts on The Last Jedi?
Well, I think there are so many things that you can speculate, like what it means. Because after they released the title, they made sure that people knew that Jedi was both singular and plural, just so that you'd get confused. But the red font, that's not unusual for them because Revenge of the Sith
And
was
actually Return of the Jedi, di ba?
Yeah.
Revenge of the Jedi.
Revenge of the
Initially,
Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi. But I remember the color then for the movie logo or title was in red.
Was in red.
Yes.
Ayun. So I remember I talked to you first about bakit red yung font?
Yes.
And John T was saying that Ryan Johnson was harping on a Kylo Ren centric story. John, have you
Any thoughts?
have any thoughts
But
on
I've
a
been
Kylo
watching a lot of Clone Wars recently, and there's a certain change to the opening
Of
Clone
Clone
Wars logo.
Clone.
Yeah. So when they started with the Darth Maul arc, they used red also. So from yellow to red, that's something to look into as well. That we're going to a more Sith-like story coming into the Last Jedi.
or Knights of Ren?
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Okay. Other than that, we need to talk about Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
It's sad that at least I'm thankful that she was able to film all her scenes
Yeah.
for Episode 8. Unfortunately, I read somewhere that she had a big role supposedly in Episode 9.
Yes.
Although I think there are rumors going around that they might have to redo some of Episode 8.
Oh,
Yeah, because they came out with a statement that the family or Disney won't use CGI in Episode 9. So now they're trying to figure out how to work around the
Yeah,
proposed
right.
Episode
Yeah.
8 and 9.
there was a big meeting with Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, and I think it was Colin Trevorrow
I don't
for
know.
Episode 9 to
Yeah.
talk about what's gonna happen. And ayun. Now I was really sad with the news that she had a heart attack, and then 2016 was saying, not this one because.
Yeah.
And then we were on vacation. When I wake up, I get a text from Dino, and yun. It was very sad news. But I wanted to get your thoughts since you mentioned CGI. Oh, everyone in the group, what are your thoughts on using CGI for deceased actors or
Well,
actresses?
first off, they made sure that they got the rights and approval of the families first before they used their likeness. So, like in the case of Tarkin, they had to ask the family if it was okay with them to use him again for a movie.
But Tarkin's family, you read about that. He doesn't have family. So it was his assistant who was the heir to his fortune and estate.
Okay.
But they were
next
able.
in kin.
Yeah. they were able to get the rights, and at least Tarkin was. I was next to Dino when we were watching Rogue One, and holy shit!
Yeah. Ako, I think it was perfectly fine given
Yeah.
the context.
Yeah.
Because it's the Death Star, so you really need someone like Grand Moff Tarkin. Diba? It's part of the story.
24.
Yeah, diba? It
It was
was
funny.
used
Some people,
well.
patay na ba yung...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diba? Even when you're watching,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, ang tanda niya na. Well, actually.
He's dead.
If you didn't know it was CGI, you wouldn't have noticed the difference.
But if you were the real fan,
Yeah, you would already know.
you can't help but nitpick.
Ano, pero I think naman even if you're a casual fan, you'd think, it's been 40 years. Matanda na siya na. Then now.
Peter Cush.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, back to The Last Jedi. Did you see these memes, or they were saying that the 3 episodes for this particular saga would actually form a sentence.
Yeah.
So, The Force Awakens,
The Last
Jedi,
from
from
the
the snap.
But we don't know. But what do you think? Thoughts on what if it is really a sentence?
It's more of a message that you're trying to bring back Luke into the fold, since he was lost throughout the whole Force Awakens thing. So just bringing him back from the nap. Maybe that's the message the fans were just trying to say.
Okay. But do you think that Rey is okay, we're talking about Rey already. Is she
Okay.
a Skywalker?
Oh, God.
Or is she
Maybe no.
Anakin reincarnated?
It's too early to tell. I mean, there's not enough information to make a specific guess. So I'd postpone my theory.
But would you like Rey to be a Skywalker? Neil?
No, not really.
Why?
Depends. There are a lot of speculation, so not really so sure yet.
Or Kenobi?
Maybe Kenobi.
I think I'd also prefer
Okay.
Kenobi
Yeah.
rather than
Than the
Skywalker because it's sobrang ano na eh.
No,
It's
but-
predictable.
But Star Wars revolves around the
The
Skywalker.
Skywalkers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but technically, Kylo Ren is a
Yes.
Skywalker because his mom
So-
is.
Are we saying that it's really about Kylo Ren? Because the tagline is every generation has
Of a
story.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It might be one of those redemption stories. Eh. Same thing with Darth
Anakin,
Vader, episode 4, 5, 6, and then the last thing is, oops, he's a good guy again. So, you never know. Like, that's how it could be with Kylo Ren. Okay, he's a really bad guy, but guess what? In episode 9, he's not so bad after all.
And Rey's the bad one after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi,
Plot twist.
because I don't know, did you guys read? Do you guys read comics?
The comics,
Star
yes.
Wars comics.
I read the was it the Journey to the Force Awakens?
I don't know, like something really old.
Which one?
Dark Empire.
I forgot. I know Dark Empire. It was the clone of Palpatine.
Yes.
And then Leia had to rescue Luke from the dark side, from being seduced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leia had this ruby lightsaber.
because sometimes I wonder if the idea of Dark Empire was Luke went to the dark side so that he could learn how to destroy it from within. What if that's what they're gonna do with Kylo Ren? Hey,
You
I
need
want to learn.
someone.
Oh, need someone to learn the dark side just to destroy it from
But
within.
I've been watching The Force Awakens. It's been showing on TV. And so basically his training isn't complete yet. Hindi pa siya full
Not yet.
master of the
No.
Knights of Ren.
No, I don't think it is. Because even naman si Snoke says, diba? To complete
Yeah.
your
To complete your
training. So there's still something missing there.
Yeah. Kill Han Solo.
So he's not Sith. Can you say that he's not Sith?
Yes.
He's
It's not Sith.
I think Darth Sith
And Snoke
took
is not
the
Sith also.
I'm not sure for Snoke. But for Kylo, I think it was confirmed by the director. He's not
He's
Sith.
not Sith.
Yeah.
He's
He's
an
acting like Sith.
He's acting like a Sith, but
It's like Asajj.
yeah.
Ah.
You look
Clone
like
Wars
Sith, but
tayo.
you're not. You're not.
No, I think the Sith died along with Palpatine
Yeah,
and
same,
Vader, right? Since the
It's the
teachings
rule
were
of
not.
two. Eh.
Yeah, it's the rule of two. then maybe Snoke didn't apply it for Kylo Ren and the others.
Is it rule of two for Sith?
Yes.
But for
Yes.
Jedi?
No.
No.
Okay.
Although medyo interesting because if you watch like Clone Wars and Rebels, even if it's just Palpatine and Vader, they always have these other guys
Yeah,
who are
the
trained in the
Inquisitors.
dark side, the
Inquisitors.
Inquisitors,
Seven Sisters.
So-
yeah, Dooku.
Yeah.
Although the Seven Sisters, they're really not.
They're, not,
They're
they're
just
really not
agents.
Sith.
Uh,
But for Dooku, he was being
He was,
trained as a
yeah.
Sith.
But
Yeah.
my question about Dooku is, how come he has Force lightning?
Because Dooku is Sith.
He
And
is.
Yeah.
He was under Palpatine.
Yeah.
Because wala si Maul.
When Maul died, Dooku
Dooku.
replaced him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Dooku wasn't one of those guys. He wasn't like Anakin. He was a good guy. He was on the light side, and then he went to the dark side.
Yeah.
He was disillusioned. He left the Jedi Order, and then
for Palpatine.
then he went into the dark side. That's why he got his title back, na Count Dooku,
Count
Dooku.
something like that.
But he's not a Darth.
No, no, he's a
Yeah, he's a Darth Tyrannus.
Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah,
Tyrannus.
forgot.
John, I'm surprised.
I forgot. So sorry.
Well, for Anakin, he can't use the Force lightning.
No,
Because-
and it's
Uh,
gonna,
when
robotic.
Yeah,
he's
it's-
robotic.
Why
He's
not?
gonna fry his systems.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's why when he killed Palpatine, right? When the lightning was going around him.
I was talking to Dino about that. Sorry, I'm gonna go Tagalog. Huh? Vader dies because
Force Lake.
hinawakan lang niya si...
No, because
The life support
Yeah, the
system.
life support of his armor.
Will fail.
Yeah, failed along with the when it was hit by the Force lightning.
So that's it. Just
Yeah,
just like that.
Just that.
Yeah.
No, he was already weak from
But-
fighting with Luke. Not just physically, but also like
No,
emotionally.
because I guess Vader wasn't really super seen as a badass from episode 4, 5, and 6. It's only in Rogue
yeah,
One
Rogue One.
Rogue
wherein shit
Full-
nakakatakot tao.
Full on Darth Vader.
But I think that's more of a limitation of the times.
Yeah.
Na back in the 70s and the 80s, this is the only thing.
Yeah, the
We
fight
could
scene
do.
with Kenobi
Yeah.
was, you know.
So okay, I wasn't
That's also,
religious watcher of Clone Wars, or I've seen episodes of Rebels, but were there other moments in the current canon
Yeah.
wherein Vader was seen as a badass?
Absolutely.
Where? In Rebels.
In Rebels,
In
because in
Rebels.
Clone Wars, he's
He's
still
still
Anakin.
Anakin.
Yeah.
But in Rebels, you're like, Darth Vader is the man.
Yeah.
So versus Kanan in what, Ahsoka?
No, Kanan and Ezra.
And Ezra.
Not even
No
close.
match.
Even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahsoka maybe, but I think right now, I mean,
Is this more badass than what we saw in Rogue One?
oh no, Rogue One
No.
was
Different.
Still Rogue One.
different even.
Yeah.
because
That Rogue One scene I read online made the problem crossing to New Hope, seeing how good he was on slaughtering the rebels. Then when it came to Kenobi, he was like,
I want them
really
alive.
slow. Yeah.
let's take it slow.
Yeah, he didn't kill anyone in 94, diba?
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
He let his troops do it.
Yeah, maybe he was tired for
Yeah, because you saw in Rogue One that he needed to be treated regularly.
yeah,
He had to
stay in his
use
castle.
the
Bacta
Bacta,
Tank.
and then in episode 5, you see that he has a meditation chamber to
Yeah.
help him cope with his
with his
injuries.
loss.
With his what?
With his loss.
Loss of...
No, he's always grieving about Padme.
Padme.
So that's why he has the meditation
Wait,
chamber.
until that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's his hobby. Reflecting on how he came to that point in time.
Okay, I'm curious how you know these types of information.
Comics.
Comics and I read stuff.
And Dino, you're a big Star Wars books guy.
The books, I haven't read any since Disney took over. It was more of the old.
Because it's not
Old
canon.
legends.
No, the legends.
The legends.
No, I think if you read the legends before, you become really attached to the characters.
Yeah.
So when Disney said, "Okay, we're wiping everything clean," it hurts. Like, what? I've invested so many years into these characters, and just like that,
Yeah.
you're taking it away.
Yeah. Are you actually familiar with Dark Forces?
Dark Forces,
Yeah.
the game.
Kyle, what's
Yeah.
his name?
Kyle Katarn.
Kyle
Katarn.
And who's his assistant or partner?
I can't
I can't
remember.
remember.
But wait, Dark Forces was a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything is
that
canon.
Was it a book also?
no,
just a game.
Ang kwento was they kind of got the story of Rogue One from Dark
From Dark
Forces,
Forces.
because there was a mission there that you had to steal Death Star land. So it was already there. They just had to make it into a movie. So the story was pretty much there.
Okay, so let's talk about the Disney acquisition. So, Dino, apart from the books, were there any other things that, oh shit, they had to wipe it clean?
Force Unleashed, I think.
Yeah.
Because Force Unleashed,
Ganda nun.
gave a story as to how the Rebel Alliance was formed. And in Force Unleashed, it's implied that Darth Vader had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he sent his apprentice to Senator Organa and all these other rebel leaders.
Is this the same apprentice that's in the Lego set? The Darth Vader
The
ship?
old,
Yeah.
the old
So,
Lego set. Galen.
What's the name?
Galen
Galen,
Yeah.
yeah,
What's
Starkiller.
the name of the set?
Rogue Shadow, I think.
Rogue
Something.
Shadow, correct,
Yeah,
correct.
the ship.
the ship
of
yes,
Galen.
yes.
There was a Lego set for that,
Yeah.
Including the pilot.
including Galen
The
himself.
apprentice.
Yes, and
The
Juno
girl- the
Eclipse.
Juno
Yeah.
Eclipse.
Because that game gave so much.
Yeah.
There you see
Ganda
that
nun.
some of the Jedi Masters survived.
Yeah.
Such as?
Shakti.
Shakti.
Was there.
Oh, wow.
But Shakti was kind of twisted na. She
Yeah.
Wasn't herself.
not dark side, not light side, but a
In-
twisted version.
Little bit in between.
I have a question. Was Shakti the one cut from
Yes.
Revenge of the Sith?
Where she was supposed to die in Revenge of the
Yeah.
Sith. But
Killed by
General Grievous
General
on the ship.
Grievous. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
sa Clone Wars na the
So it wasn't
cartoon
canon,
one.
so she's still alive.
Because
She
it was,
was
cut out.
mentioned in Rebels. Shakti,
Yeah.
one of the episodes.
Yeah. So let's see. But
Sorry, going back to Force Unleashed, you were saying.
so I think that was one of
it's a
those things
good
that
game.
sayang, yeah.
John, what
Yeah.
about you?
Top of mind, yun nga, Dark Forces, anything else related to...
Knights of the Old Republic.
You're not
Knights
sad.
of the
Knights
So
of the
I think Knights of the Old Republic is canon na.
The game?
It's still canon, but not the books. I
Not the
think.
books.
Yeah.
So
the
the
characters,
game,
yes.
the characters.
But
like,
the books, the story,
like
it's all
Darth
wiped
Revan
out.
and everybody
Yeah.
else.
I think it's.
Revan is still canon, but the story behind him
behind it
is,
is
I
not.
think, wiped out as well.
I think the same with Darth Bane,
Yes.
because he's
Darth
the
Bane.
one who started the Rule of Two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in season 6 of Clone Wars, the one that Netflix
The last episode.
released,
Yeah.
Netflix
Yeah, he
released
came out there.
Star Wars?
season 6.
Yeah.
Season
Season 6.
Yeah, because season 5 was before Disney bought. And then when
Okay.
Disney bought it, they had to stop everything.
Yeah.
But just for the...
Clone Wars ended in Cartoon Network. Never transitioned to Disney XD.
No, I don't think so. And then when Disney bought it, they came out with season 6 on Netflix just to tie everything over.
Yeah.
That's featuring Yoda mostly.
Yeah, Yoda,
Yes.
and then they explain also how the clones followed Order 66.
Yeah.
That was really
that's a
important.
really good story arc.
Yeah, it's a
You should watch that.
Clone Wars.
Yeah,
okay.
Season 6.
Season 6.
Season
There
6.
was a defective clone.
If it's on
Yeah.
Netflix,
That,
then watch it.
That killed one of the
Neil, what
Jedi.
about
Yeah.
you? Any...
For me, the Knights of the Old Republic.
You're sad that
Yeah.
got wiped clean.
I read the 4 books for the Old Republic. So I was sad that they took out Revan. But at least they're still canon, but the story behind them is
Yeah.
gone.
It's not.
So
For me, I'm sad that Mara Jade was not included.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Or you never know.
The
They
wife.
might say, episode 8, hey, I've been hiding on this planet because
As a grandma.
I have a... Yeah, you're right, Mara Jade. But a lot of good stories, even the Solo twins.
Yeah.
What's the
and
name of
Solo
Luke and
twins.
Mara's kid?
Ben.
Ben.
So nilagay nilang nila
Yeah.
kay...
Nilagay niya kay
Yeah.
Kylo.
So some of it is fan service just to tie
Like
the old
Starkiller
things.
Base.
No,
Yes.
Galen Erso.
What about Starkiller Base? Sorry.
That's the
Vader's apprentice.
apprentice of Vader.
Star-
Enforce
It's
Unleashed.
called
Starkiller.
Starkiller.
Called Star
The
Killer.
nickname
Starkiller.
is
Starkiller.
Starkiller.
That's a code name.
But that's the original
Last name of
Luke.
Luke,
Supposedly.
supposedly.
Luke
So
Starkiller.
Kyle Katarn is Kylo Ren. What?
Then it
Maybe.
possibly.
Because even when you watch Rebels, the ship of Dash Rendar, I forgot what
Shadows
it's
of
called.
the Empire. The Outrider.
Outrider. There's a similar ship in Rebels. They just show it
Huh?
for one episode. I mean, it's the same type. It's not exactly Dash Rendar's ship. It's the same type.
Same looking.
No, Dash Rendar. Then Shadows of the Empire was an excellent Nintendo 64
Yeah.
game. Did you play that?
No, I never had the
It
chance
was
to.
also an excellent book, if you read it.
Was it a comic also?
No, it was a novel.
Or when you buy the toys, it comes with a Dark Horse comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prince Sigzor versus Darth
Prince,
Vader.
Yeah, the black sun, and that
Yeah,
explains
that is
the
a good-
line. Many Bothan spies died to give us
This
this
information.
information. It's there in Shadows of the Empire.
So that's his plans for the second Death Star.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's where you find out that it was all orchestrated by Palpatine.
Which one?
To find the Death Star 2 plans.
Yeah, to give the shuttle,
Yeah.
the plans. It was all
A trap.
all a trap. Yeah.
To get Luke to the Death Star.
Yeah, and that's where you see Luke become a Jedi Knight because that's where he
Face,
makes his
yeah.
lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
Yeah, so it was a important book also.
Okay, I have a question. When do you become a Jedi Knight? When you make your own lightsaber?
That's one of the
that's a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
that's the last test I think to make a lightsaber.
Although
But
they
aren't
changed the-
Padawans carried their own lightsaber?
Maybe those are training.
I think
Training sabers?
lightsabers.
So
yeah.
Blue was training.
No, but
No,
in
no.
Clone
No, no.
Wars, they had to get their own crystals,
Crystals,
right?
Yeah,
Some of the Padawans.
Maybe that's
But
maybe
that's their
the
own...
old.
because you have to change the hilt. Since you're a Padawan, it's a small hilt. So if you graduate to a bigger one,
so you have to create another one.
Another one.
Okay, we're talking about Clone Wars. Clone Wars fans, if I were to ask the three of you, if you had to choose the Gendy Tartakovsky 5-minute one or the CGI?
Both were really good, but the stories are totally different.
So which one would you?
I would go with the CGI one since it's more in depth. You see a lot of things that it's not included in the current movies. So you see
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. That's number one. Number two, the love interest of Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Yes.
With
It's a teen.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian. Duchess Satine is
Yeah,
there.
that's just a teen.
And you explore Darth Maul getting back literally on his
So
feet.
it's possible.
Yeah.
it's possible that Obi-Wan is a kid,
No.
No, because what I've read
or a
is that
granddaughter.
the love interest, that Duchess Satine was in parallel with Padme. So, for example, if Obi-Wan could have pursued her, he would have turned out like Anakin. So, parang allusion siya na Obi-Wan and Duchess Satine is not meant to be. That's why
Ooh.
he chose the order
Yeah, the order.
compared to his love interest.
Dino, what about you?
Um,
Tartakovsky or CGI?
I think I'd go with the CGI only because there's so much more that you're working with. Because the Tartakovsky one, that was really good because that's where you see General Grievous for the first
Yeah.
time.
And a really, really scary.
Really
game.
scary because he killed a lot of Jedi, and then that's where you're introduced to Asajj Ventress,
Yeah.
and then the first time you see Ilum, the planet of the Jedi, where they get the crystals. It was also really good, and I loved how the second season of that Clone Wars ended with the start of
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith. So
Ah, yeah, the space battle.
yeah, so it explained like, oh, how come we're opening with
With
a
the
space battle?
Because there was a time jump of the Tartakovsky.
Yeah, there was an
Yeah, there was.
timeline.
Since you see mullet Obi-Wan, then transform.
And how did he
clean
get
cut
the? How did he
Obi-Wan.
get the scar?
There was a trial thing on a certain planet that he was able.
Was it a group of like there was a tribe of
I forgot what
people,
race what
and then
was
they
that?
were the men were being turned into mutants or
Yes,
something.
that one. That
And Anakin
story.
saved
The village.
the village. That's where he got the scar.
Yes.
Okay, correct. Neil, you
I haven't watched the other one,
the
so
Tartakovsky.
I haven't watched it.
So I
That was
haven't
brilliant.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen Clone Wars. So we should trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon.
But it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can watch the movie.
I've always been putting it off, so
Yeah.
I haven't had the time to watch it.
Because it is also the first time you see a really badass Mace Windu.
Yes.
Oh yes, yeah. When it's
That's
like
for just 2 seasons?
two seasons, 5 minutes
yeah.
each.
5 minutes each.
I think the
that's
whole
just
wars
the
all
short
in
2 hours ba yung
And
whole?
shortest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
But I think you'd still go for the CGI since
Yeah.
it's more in depth, and you get to see a lot of different Jedi's.
Yeah.
They give you the backstory of each.
Ahsoka is there.
Yeah, and you
Because-
get
But
to see
wasn't
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka initially annoying?
She was.
Initially.
Yeah.
But
she
she grew.
was.
She grew on you.
But she was a Padawan back
And then
then.
the baby's now a lady sa
Yes,
sa Rebels.
in Rebels.
Yeah, that's why I bought the Funko Pop ni
Yeah.
Ahsoka because I couldn't resist. I was like, I have to get this because it's like you watched her grow up.
Yeah,
People still don't know what happens to Ahsoka.
yeah.
It hasn't
Until
been
now,
answered.
yeah, hasn't been answered. She went into hiding again.
What would you have done if Ahsoka appeared in Rogue One, Dino?
I would have flipped out because it's Ahsoka. I mean, if you watch Clone Wars, you realize how important she is. Because
Yeah.
in the old canon, I don't think they ever explored the idea of Anakin having a Padawan.
Padawan.
It was always just Obi-Wan and Anakin, and then all of a sudden, oops, he has a Padawan.
And then in Rebels, there was this. I saw a clip about Ahsoka meditating, and then Vader says, "You left
left
me."
Yes.
Because Ahsoka doesn't know that Vader is
Yep.
Anakin.
Until
She
now.
only finds out
in the last episode of that season.
When
Of season
Vader's
2.
When,
mask was
no, even before that, like
in-
she was meditating, she wanted to find out the
Yeah,
identity.
she figured it out.
Then
Yeah.
she's like,
She felt it that Vader was also invincible.
because Anakin is her master, so they have like a connection.
they were chasing him using the ghost, and he was like, "So the apprentice lives."
Yeah.
The Apprentice lives.
Yes, because Ahsoka is
Trying to connect who's the pilot of the TIE fighter.
Yeah.
because even in Rebels, there is a scene that Vader shoots down so many ships by himself.
by himself. So bad.
Yeah,
So
so
it's similar to Vader Down. If you read the Marvel comics, so there was this big crossover between the main Star Wars book and Darth Vader. So Marvel also did that crossover of these two comics merging into one storyline. It was about Vader Down. That's where I saw that Vader single-handedly took down a fleet of
Yeah, I
rebel
think
ships.
you sent me that, and I read
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Super badass.
I never read it, but it sounds similar
Yeah.
to what they did on Rebels.
Because okay, we'll talk. I'll be the one to explain what's happening now in the Marvel side of Star Wars. The main storyline of Star Wars and Darth Vader's intertwined. It happens after A New Hope, and Darth Vader's obsessed in finding the identity
oh, I
of
saw
who
that
was
one.
the
Who was
pilot
that
That shot the Death
shot
Star.
the Death Star. So Luke goes back to actually Boba Fett finds out who
Who it was. Okay.
So there was a scene. Vader was in a Star Destroyer, looking into outer space, a window,
Yeah.
and then Fett. Sorry, I wasn't able to catch the pilot, but I have a name for you. It's Skywalker. So Fett left. Vader clenched his fists,
And
and
it
then
cracks.
the glass
Yeah.
cracks.
And then he has a flashback of Padme, right? When he does that?
Yes.
Yeah.
They go back to Naboo for some clues, and so in the Darth Vader storyline, a new character is introduced, Dr. Aphra.
Dr. Aphra, she gets her own
She gets her own
comic
title.
line now, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but Vader's doing all these things without Palpatine knowing.
Yeah.
And then actually, Palpatine also challenges Vader in one issue. Are you still worthy to be my apprentice? Sends out all these badasses to fight Vader alone, and then Vader takes them down.
Because actually also Force Unleashed, Palpatine doesn't know that Vader's training an apprentice.
Cloning
Yeah. And the apprentice, the Star Killer, he found him when he was a kid. He's the kid of a Jedi that Vader killed. And then Vader brought him up secretly. So it's not unusual for Vader to have a secret
Side projects
Okay.
that Palpatine doesn't know about.
Because the idea is always for the Sith that the apprentice has to take down the
The
master.
master.
Yeah,
So even
Always.
even in Return of the Jedi, right?
he's the one.
When he has a
True.
conversation with Luke.
But how come Palpatine's always the one, okay, just kill me, apprentice?
What? Sorry.
Palpatine has to stay in power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he knows his apprentice will kill him eventually, so he needs another apprentice to kill the
weaker-
current one.
A weaker but
No, parang
someone with potential.
look at Count Dooku. He was coaxing Anakin, oh, kill him already. So when he died, he took over. So he's doing the same for Luke. He's telling you, oh, kill Darth Vader, then you replace him.
Yeah, because I think he realized Vader is not as strong as he expected. Because obviously, after his battle with
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
he was half the man, literally.
Literally.
So that's why Palpatine,
Yeah.
I guess he needed someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the rule of two. One to have the power, and then
And
one
one
to
to
have to crave it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's always the rule of two.
Okay, so while we're waiting for The Last Jedi, I'm sure there are a lot of other Star Wars newbies who want to join in. So if you were to advise someone, oh, you want more Star Wars, you'll lead them where?
Clone
Rebels
Wars.
or Clone Wars?
Start with. I think starting with Clone Wars is better.
Yeah.
Not the. I mean the CGI Clone Wars. Just because a lot of the characters in Rebels still connect to
the Clone Wars.
How many
Like,
episodes total for 6 seasons? Is it 20? 13?
I think
20.
20.
No, but for season 6 it was just half.
So
12,
there's-
I
Yeah,
think.
12.
Yeah, but
12
some of the episodes you don't have to watch because it's made for kids. So there are episodes where it's just C-3PO and R2-D2
Yeah.
doing random stuff, and you're like,
Jar
oh,
Jar stuff.
yeah, you're like, okay,
Jar Jar appears in Clone Wars?
Yeah,
A lot,
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Because it's for
He
kids.
becomes a
Senator.
senator.
Yeah.
Sort of a senator.
Senator.
But he was
Binks.
already
Yeah.
senator in was it Revenge of the Sith?
No, but this is before Revenge.
okay.
Yeah.
He was a representative Binks
Yeah.
in Clone Wars.
So it's okay.
He was a
it's okay to,
representative
like,
for
skip
Naboo
more
when Amidala
okay.
was not available.
And there's a lot of gun references,
Yeah.
Yep.
appearances in the Clone Wars.
So download it, and then when you start watching the episode, you can decide after 5 minutes if you're
Yeah.
gonna continue.
I'll give
or
you a
not.
copy, all 6 seasons.
But
Don't
you need to
worry.
watch it in order, since I found a watch order for the
You
whole
can
thing.
you can get it.
Kasi that's what I'm doing now. Because when they released it, there are some episodes that are missing. So to finish a story,
It's not
there-
chronological
Yeah, it's not
for all.
chronological when you watch season 1. Yeah, you have to rearrange the whole thing, then watch it.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
I
I
should
didn't
look
know
for
that as well.
Yeah.
I just knew about it.
Maybe
a few
start with
weeks ago.
season 6 for you.
Why?
Since it ties up with Rogue One and
Yeah.
New Hope.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
But Rebels
Yeah.
will also tie
Type
up
with Clone Wars.
to
Rogue One.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Rebels.
told you my guess,
That
right?
it's
How
gonna-
it's gonna end.
Season 3.
No, not season 3, because season 3 is 3 years before Rogue One.
Rogue One.
So there's still a lot of.
Yeah. There's a
Time
lot
in
of
between.
things that they can do.
So it will end in the Battle of Scarif.
It has to.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah.
And all of them will die.
You know what? I think if ever, only General Syndulla has a chance of living. Because
Yeah.
everyone
Who's
else.
General Syndulla here?
Hera.
Hera. Because in Rogue One she's called
Yeah,
General.
General Syndulla.
Yeah.
Chopper makes it also.
Chopper makes it. he
Chopper
appeared
appears
in
in-
No, but,
Only
no, but I
Chopper.
think the series will end at the
At the-
last
at the
scene
ba-
of
yeah,
Battle of
at the Battle of
Scarif.
Scarif.
Series finale of
I think
Yeah.
so, because that's the only
That's
way you
the way.
explain. So where is everyone? And you have to remember, one of the characters in Rebels is a Mandalorian,
Yeah.
Sabine.
Sabine.
But in episodes 4, 5, and 6, you don't hear about the Mandalorian. So I don't
They're
think.
gone.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
you can have a Mandalorian.
Except for Boba Fett.
Yeah, he's
Boba
the last
Fett?
one.
Is
But
he?
technically,
Or
he's a
not.
clone.
He has
Well, he's a clone of a Mandalorian, so
Isn't it he's-
technically
No, he's the son of
So technically
Yeah.
speaking,
Yeah.
he's a clone of Jango Fett.
He is.
Unaltered
clone of
I actually
Jango Fett.
get confused if Django is a Mandalorian or if he killed a Mandalorian to get the
His
armor.
armor.
I think he is.
I think he is.
He is? Alright.
He was just excommunicated.
Yeah. Maybe something like Sabine.
So Sabine will die. Who else?
Everyone.
I mean, you can't have Kanan and,
Kanan and
Ezra.
Yeah.
Because there are no Jedi.
Yeah.
So,
Because they're no Jedi.
Zeb is practically one of the last few of his kind. So.
And you can't use the excuse
No, but
that
I think
nobody
they
else.
they found
they
found-
like three
Yeah.
three more.
A few more. A few more.
What happened to the oldies like sila Captain Rex?
Rex.
No, I think Rex needs.
I think Rex will die.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, pretty
He's
soon.
really old.
Although they were saying one of the guys in Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
on the assault team is an old.
Old clone.
No, it's old
yeah.
Captain Rex because he looks exactly the same.
Where's this?
In Return of the Jedi, the strike team on Endor, there's a guy that looks exactly like
Captain Rex.
Captain Rex.
tama,
So they're
yeah.
saying, no, that's Rex. He makes it out. So I don't know. I don't know.
They
If
said it was Rex.
oh no, I don't know if it's a fan thing
Yeah.
or if it's like
I
mean,
think it's just a theory
Yeah.
right now.
They might go with that.
because you really can't have Kanan and Ezra,
Ezra.
running around.
Eventually, they
Yeah.
will have to go at some point.
Kanan was the apprentice of who?
I forgot
Forgot also.
because Kanan's not his real name.
Yeah.
Kanan Jarrus
Yeah.
is not his real name. They say his real name, but
I forgot.
even
I
his
forgot as
even
well.
his master is not really
He's
a
not-
familiar
yeah.
name. Not one of the Jedi's
He's
used.
like one of the wallflower Jedi.
Are you guys happy that Thrawn is in the canon already?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because Heir to the Empire was the first Star Wars novel I read. And Timothy Zahn writes really good Star Wars novels. So he has the Thrawn trilogy, and then there's another one, the two books, yung Spectre of the Past and Visions of the Future.
I wouldn't know.
And then he also wrote this book called Outbound Flight, and it's really, really good. But yeah, of course, because Thrawn is
It's a major.
I was
Legends
disappointed I
character.
didn't see him in Rogue One.
yeah.
There were rumors before that Thrawn will appear in Rogue One.
Maybe they use Krennic instead.
Yeah. Or maybe
Yeah.
he died as well.
Yeah, but Thrawn is a badass because he reignited the interest in the expanded universe.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
him, so many books followed, but he's the guy.
Speaking of fan service, there was one episode that I didn't get to watch before and recently just watched. There was an episode in the Clone Wars where Tarkin was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a young Tarkin.
a young Tarkin.
watched that. So when I saw, oh, it's Tarkin.
Where they
There were
rescue-
actually a lot of episodes where Tarkin makes appearances.
it's Anakin who rescues Tarkin, and
Yes.
then when they're talking, you
Wait,
he had
realize
visions.
Anakin.
Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And then Tarkin and Anakin, you see that they're more in sync in terms of their
In terms of
beliefs.
Yes.
But Obi-Wan is like, no, that doesn't seem correct. Because I think it's a 4-episode arc, or is it just
Yeah.
one episode?
The one
No,
they're trying
it's
to break them
multiple.
out from
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Three episodes.
Vader actually made an appearance there
Yeah, he
in
does.
one of the vision.
Yeah.
When Anakin goes to Mortis,
Yeah.
Planet
Yeah,
that's a
Mortis.
nice-
Planet
Yeah.
Mortis. You really have to watch
Okay.
Clone
And-
Wars
and
CGI.
there's an ongoing theory that one of the Inquisitors in Rebels is actually the guy,
The son.
in
Yeah.
Mortis.
Ah, really?
Yeah, but it wasn't true since they just got the
The
likeness.
Yeah.
Likeness.
And I think the Inquisitors, the look is based on sketches for Kylo Ren.
Mm.
Like
unused sketches.
Sketches
sketches.
of Kylo Ren.
Okay, we need to wrap up the episode, but I wanted to end the episode with the film theories. Sending, what do you think about the Rogue One team being the right Knights of Ren? Is it still a possibility?
No,
No.
not at all.
No,
After
Yeah,
Rogue
I
One,
think
no.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm sorry.
Everyone
I
died.
mean, come on. One reactor blast.
But it's a cool thing.
Yeah,
It was a cool theory before the
Before the
actual
movie came
showing
out.
of the movie.
Yeah, it was a cool theory, but if you didn't buy the book, The Art of the Force Awakens, I had to look at it. The sketches didn't have names. There was no such thing as the sniper,
The rogue,
the him,
Yeah.
the monk. Wala eh. They're okay, fake though, but it's still a good theory.
Good theory.
It's a good theory. And I looked at the Force Awakens was shown on TV, and the vision of Rey.
Yeah.
It looked like
lightsaber.
them.
Yeah, but they had masks on, so
One had a staff, one had.
But the weapons for
Funny
each.
bees.
Yeah.
it's bees, man.
Yeah, I was watching the latest episode of the Star Wars show. There's Guardians of the Wills.
Guardians of the Wheels.
Guardians of
It's
Yeah.
a novel, correct?
Yes.
But I want comics, more comics
no.
on Chirrut and Baze.
Yeah, and their previous adventures.
And then there's a Jin novel also during her time with Saw Gerrera.
You know,
Yeah,
she
that-
signed for another movie.
Yes.
So
So,
a
Prequel.
Rogue One,
Yeah.
prequel,
Rogue One
prequel.
prequel.
Rogue Zero.
but that was a really good movie, Rogue One.
Yeah.
I know you like Force Awakens more than Rogue One.
When I go watch Force Awakens again, there's this kiddie aspect to it.
Because you see the original characters.
Yeah, you see the original characters. But I think Rogue One really matured the whole the whole movie. It's something you don't see. You
It's
don't
their
see
first
all
time,
the
first time to do something like
heroes that are all there.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, you don't see beach battles.
that. Yeah.
There are a lot of things in Rogue One that we haven't seen before that made it look really, really good. Especially, I appreciated the fact that they made the AT-ACT, correct?
yeah.
More,
The new AT, the new AT-ATs.
that-
Anyway, they made it look really big.
yeah,
It's scary.
because they
It's scary.
are big.
Because Gareth Edwards directed Godzilla in
Yeah.
the monster movie, so it made it appear. There was this scene where was it
they're
bees
walking in the
that-
jungle,
and then
yeah,
the
they were
fog
running.
Comes out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are
laki
big.
nila.
It
Even
just so happens in Empire, it looks quite small since everything's white. So the contrast looks.
And I think that yes, you're sad at the end of the movie because all of them are dead. But
You see Leia.
but no. Apart from Leia, they give you that awesome Darth
Yeah,
Vader
that-
sequence,
Yeah.
which kind of compensates.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll kill these characters, but we'll give you an
Yeah.
awesome, badass Darth Vader sequence and a surprise Leia CGI at the end.
Yeah.
I still think that they might use Kanan and Ezra to explain why Vader looks so weak in A New Hope. Because
In A New Hope or Rogue One?
no, in
No,
A New Hope. Because after Rogue One, I mean, there has to be a few minutes, right?
What if
Yeah.
before Krennic enters the castle in Mustafar, Vader was seen resting in the tank or
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to recuperate? What if before that there was a big Kanan Ezra fight or
No, I still think it's gonna be on the command ship, Scarif.
Scarif,
Yeah, because it
yeah.
gets left behind. So I think the ghost.
Was it confirmed the ghost gets left behind?
No,
No,
it
no.
hasn't. But I think that's part of the storyline. Because remember, even when you watch Star Wars show, the host says, "I tried looking for the ghost if it jumped
Made it
into
jump."
hyperspace, but I don't see it." So maybe they're gonna go with, okay, it makes the jump, but they get the call that
That they
the ship gets left behind. So can you please come and rescue? So I think,
for.
yeah, that could be the ending. That's the only one that makes. I mean, it
Sense.
makes sense to me.
So that's how Rebels end.
Yeah.
That's a good theory.
Because they're there, General Syndulla. And in Rebels, Wedge isn't part of Red Squadron.
Yeah.
He's part of Phoenix Squadron.
Phoenix.
What's Phoenix Squadron?
That's the
Ezra.
Rebels.
Yeah, that's their.
Hera's squadron.
That's how they come up with the logo.
of the
They
Rebels.
they have a logo of the Phoenix Squad. It looks a lot like the current Rebel Alliance logo.
And in Rogue One, it's just red, gold, and blue.
Blue.
There's no Phoenix.
Yeah.
So,
So they're like a secret.
So Force Awakens na yung Black Squad, Black Leader.
Although the sad part was the Death Troopers didn't get so much screen time.
You
And you
expected
don't-
so much more.
You don't hear them speak in English.
No,
Oh, there's an explanation.
gibberish.
What's the explanation?
The explanation is they have some sort of a device so that
Scrambler.
when it's a scrambler, but when they hear it, it's
It's
basic.
already
Only they can
Yeah.
communicate with each other.
Yeah, so that if the enemy hears it, they don't know
They don't
what's
know
coming.
what gibberish is
Yeah.
coming out of it.
Unlike for
Ah.
regular stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It's
At
pretty
least
good.
they can shoot stuff accurately.
You saw the latest Star Wars show.
Yeah, of course.
The guy who is a co-producer made several cameos in Rogue One.
Yeah,
He was the
yeah.
Outlook guy in
Yeah,
Yavin
that was
4.
Outlook, I like.
Yeah, the one where
that
it's leaving. Yeah,
tracking guy.
And
So that was the whole
Stormtrooper
point
voice.
of that scene.
because even Ryan Johnson is in
Rogue
Rogue
The
One.
Death Star Gunner, correct?
Yeah, and so is Gareth Edwards,
Gareth Edwards is who?
the guy
The-
that pulls the lever.
The lever for the Death Star.
No, for Tantive 4.
Ah,
The rebel who pulls it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They put a Godzilla poster also. I was trying to look for it.
I think that's hard to find. It's in the
It's
layer
Rogue
of
One.
Saw Gerrera,
Maybe.
but don't know. Maybe later on you'll find
It's
it.
funny, the other night, we were talking about Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
And then my brother goes, lies! And then I go, deception! Yeah, it's funny. Lies and deception. Yeah, but, did you like Forrest Whitaker's character in Rogue One?
Absolutely. I don't think I dislike any of the Rogue One characters.
There was one scene that I could have done without. It was what's the name of the creature, yung octopus na si the character reads as
wait.
Bodhi Rook.
Cody Rook.
I can't remember what it's called.
That octopus
Yeah,
thing that
yeah.
messed with his head.
Yeah, yun. I was gonna impersonate Forrest Whitaker again, the name of that creature.
Can't remember. It's driving me nuts. But I
Whether
can't
there's a Lego
remember what
set.
it is.
The
There's a Lego
interrogation
set.
of Bodhi Rook. May octopus na
Well, something to take from Rogue One
MOC.
is you don't see U-Wings driving around or flying around in 4, 5,
Why?
6. Because they were all in Rogue One. They got shut down.
Yeah. There was an explanation as well. I think the Rebel Alliance only got a few of the new
U-Wings.
models for the new U-Wings. I think it's a new manufacturer that the Empire sees, and they were able to get a
that's
few
it,
like a
U-Wings.
I have
Just
a
a
question.
few
Were there
new
Y
ones.
wings in the Force Awakens?
The Force
kind of
Awakens.
Force Awakens?
Or just X-Wing?
Just
X-Wings.
X-Wings.
So
It was-
no new ships
No, it's the new X-Wing. So they had both Y-Wing
With the new paint
capability.
job.
Yeah. No. They cut the turbines in half.
Yeah, that's
So they're using only 2 turbines. Then when they split it, it's only half.
But for the Y-Wing, it was also a limited quantity since in
They
A
had
New
the-
Hope
in Rebels.
Yeah, in Rebels.
They had to steal the
Yeah,
Y-Wings.
they had to steal it in a junk shop.
Although in Clone Wars, there's an episode wherein Anakin leads a fleet,
Y-Wing,
Yeah.
the gold,
fleet of
gold.
Y-wings. Yeah,
Gold
I
Squad.
can't remember why. But
They needed to bomb. Like,
They needed to bomb something.
I think the blockade. Something
okay,
like that.
okay. But yeah, there was an
They
episode. Yeah.
needed to do something.
And even in Rebels, they explore the origin of the B-wing.
The B-Wing.
Yeah, that's a good
So
one.
I
that's
hate
pretty-
the B-Wing.
I
Really?
love the
I really
B-Wing.
hate the
No,
B-Wing.
It's the best.
No, it sucks.
It looks
Hear
great.
it
Come
it's
on.
the worst ship of the Rebel Alliance.
I love the B-Wing.
And they have a lot of A-wings.
Doesn't look
They
like
had a lot of A-Wings.
Yeah, it's
Rogue-
supposed to be
in
a
Rebels.
T, but it's a naming
And
convention.
the only nice ship from the Rebel Alliance is the X-Wing.
No,
Probably-
the B-Wing is
Because
nice.
the Y-Wing I'm not a big fan of.
I don't like the Y-wing, but I like the B-wing.
I like the
It's
A-Wing.
nice.
A-Wing is good.
Nah.
Snow Speeder I like. But the B-Wing
Snow
sucks.
Speeder's good. Yeah.
The B-Wing is nice. I'll get you one for your
I like the Outrider.
So I think that's what I don't like about Force Awakens. It didn't introduce a
This
lot of
new
new
ship,
technology.
yeah.
Ship, no ship.
Because even the Empire or the First Order, they still use
TIE.
TIE fighters.
TIE
So even
fighters.
the
No, it's easy to mass produce. That's why they
It's-
stuck with the
yeah.
design.
Yeah, but I
You
wish they
transport
could
ship-
change the shape.
They,
No,
they had the First Order transporter. Though.
It's
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
expensive since that. Remember, there were other versions of TIE fighters that only
Yeah.
came out on a limited release, like the bombers, the interceptors.
Advanced.
So you
TIE
would think that
Advance.
Yeah.
that is the most cost efficient way to
Just keep it straight.
yes, keep
yeah,
it
but they're
straight.
TIE strikers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Rogue One. There's also a TIE Reaper.
What's a TIE Reaper?
It's a different version of the TIE Striker. A little bit different at the back.
There was
not so much difference.
A fan who pointed out, how can the pilots of the TIE fighters see on the left
On
and
the
the
left
right?
and the right.
Because it's, that is an interesting point.
Those are- They,
So
no, they had the
no,
rear
no.
view mirror.
And I think in Rebels, Thrawn has his own type of TIE fighter.
Because the
I forgot
TIE
what kind.
Interceptor, I saw,
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
space in
there's
between.
space
Yeah,
in
yeah.
between.
But the TIE Fighter,
Wala.
hmm?
Blinds yun.
TIE Interceptor? I can't remember if that
Yung
was in
pagano.
Return of the Jedi. Was it? Because I know it from the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter
TIE
game.
fighter, yeah. Also in those...
Meron sa
Meron.
Return of the Jedi yata.
TIE Interceptor.
But isn't the TIE Fighter meant for you to die? Since it's usually for a swarm.
Yeah.
When you attack using the TIE fighters.
Small ships,
Smaller
but
ships,
in
but
numbers.
greater in numbers.
And no hyperdrive system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Except for that
it
advance.
wasn't really designed for you to survive in.
Yeah. In...
That's why they explained it in New Hope. But that's a short distance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fighter.
yeah.
How can it...
Yeah, because they know.
That's no.
That's...
Yeah.
It's a space station.
No, it's too big to be a space. It's too big to be a moon. Yeah, too
Yeah.
small. Well, all right.
Okay.
So I guess the main thought I got out of this is I need to watch Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars.
Yeah,
CGI.
you do.
You need to
And
be
also
sure.
Rebels. Everything, not just bit by bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys wanna buy Star Wars Lego, go join PH Brick Stores
Yeah.
and look for Mr. Neil Gabaldon. He'll hook you up.
All right, we'll check
Use
that
promo code Jiggy and get 50% off.
out.
Dino, where can they follow you?
Instagram, but I don't really post anything.
Except for the
So
Stormtrooper.
Star Wars.
Star Wars stuff.
And then Action John, you've seen him in the Marvel Zombies Philippines podcast. If you want some Iron Man shiz,
Yeah.
cool Iron Man shiz, just to
Star
see.
Wars shiz.
He has the biggest collection in the Philippines. All right.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being on the show. Geek Speak won't be possible without geeks from other types of genres, and you three are the biggest Star Wars fans I know. So thank you for being here in Geek Speak.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.